Hey everyone, well in this video I'm back with my saw of the day. This time I've got my old Husqvarna 272 XP out. Owned this one for quite a few years now, I guess. When I first started my channel I had featured this saw. It was one of the ones here that I'd picked up, I don't even remember if it was at an old dealer trade-in or a yard sale saw. Honestly, I don't remember. But anyways, if you go back in my videos there, you can see when I first got it, I was going over the saw, doing some service work on it there. Ran it a bit, liked the saw and everything, decent power, but then like everything else, other saws came along and interest shifted or focused to those saws, and this one just got put up on the shelf in the shop there, and it's been sitting for quite a while. So last couple of years I haven't run it, so I figured this one, as well as some of the other saws, have been sitting a while. Is time to pull them out and get a little bit of run time on them. I'm gonna cut a couple tanks of gas through it and put it through its paces and keep it alive and well. Had it going earlier today, had it running, so it's running pretty good. So we're gonna get it warmed up here again, and back at cutting up some of this salvage pine firewood here. You can see I dragged a few more trees out here. That should be enough for another big bucket load to take home, so that's what I'm going to work on. Gonna limb this ugly pine out and put the old 272 XP back to work here again and get some more firewood cut. So anyways, enough blabbing, time to get on with it.
it up to idle a little bit there now, and now it's still a little bit idling a little too fast. Your chain's on the creeper crawl, but idling a bit fast, like I say there. I turned up a bit much, but I think my clutch spring is also getting a little bit weak in it. The chain wants to crawl at a slow idle, so I'm going to have to look at that here at some point.
we go. Most of this is cut the way I want it here now. The rest of that there, too bad some few more nice blocks of wood in there, but that's all sand in there, so. Well, anyways. Well, tweaked the carb a little bit a couple times there, but mostly just need some run time to get everything settled back in. The diaphragms are, well, they just get dried out. It's what happens from sitting for too long. Not crispy hard, just got to circulate some fresh fuel through them and get some run time on these old saws. They sit too long, they start getting fouled up. So running pretty good now. Tweaked the carb a couple times a little bit, just a tiny bit there, the bottom jet, just to find its happy place there. So. Clutch spring is getting a little weak on it. I noticed that when I had first got it and then forgot about it, so I'm gonna have to look at getting those newer style, and they do have a newer style C spring, like very similar to what's on the 365s and 372s. Those updated clutches you could get for these, they covered all the 266, 268, 272 XPs and the Johnson Red 630s and 670s. Not a bad old saw, pretty good power. Truth be told, I actually like I've run the 268s before and I like them a little better. They seem to be a snappier saw than the 272. There's not much difference. These are a big bore version basically, same chassis otherwise. But the 268s are basically the same as Johnson Red 670 Super, so. And that, I do have one of those, and I don't know, it seemed to be a more spirited saw than these 272s, but don't get me wrong, they're a good saw. I've got in case you're wondering, it's I'm running an 8-tooth sprocket on it. I don't have a 7-tooth, I got an 8-tooth sprocket on this one, so figured being that it's a bigger bore saw, it's got a little bit more lugging power, so I'm only running a 16, I think it's a 16 or maybe it's an 18-inch bar, I forget, but anyways, I got an 8-tooth sprocket on it, so. Pretty much got everything cut up here that I can get cut up out of this these 3 trees here. Like I say, the rest of everything there, that's all covered in sand. Not going to fool with that. Just going to kill the chain if I do, so we're going to leave that alone. Got one other part of a tree left here from the other day. I had too much there. I couldn't cut it up, so I'll cut that up, and then I'll have enough for a heaping bucket full again to take home. And got some run time on the old 272. So anyways, another great classic saw in the Husqvarna line anyways. Just like to say thanks everybody for stopping by, checking out another one of my videos, and we'll see you all on the next one.